Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's tutorial. So in today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to make this neat plunging neckline. So without wasting your time, if this is what you like to learn, let's just get right into the video. So I actually started with the back drafting. Please bear with me. So I've gone ahead to roll my basic line, my chest line, my bust line, half cut, and blouse line. The difference between your half cut and blouse line shouldn't be more than 5 or 4. Then your hip line. Took my neck width, shoulder slant, and all of that. So I'm going to take my nipple to nipple divided by 2 because I want to create a dart, and on my bust line I'm going to step down by 1 inches. You can as well do half inches or keep it just like that. So after marking my nipple to nipple divided by 2, I'm just going to rule a line just like so. Like I said, I want to create a dart, so I'm just going to rule a straight line just like so, and then I'm going to take a dart intake of 0.5 inches. You can as well do 0.75 or 0.25, like whichever that works for you. That's completely fine. So it all depends on how cinched you want it to be. If you don't want it to be too tight, you can as well even do 0.25. So I'm going to make like a very slant curve just like so, because I'm creating like a diamond dart. So I'm just going to make a slant curve just like so. After doing that, the next thing I'm going to divide my shoulder slant into 2, because I want to take it up to my shoulder slant just like so. After taking our line to our shoulder slant, the next thing we're going to do is on our chest line, we're going to come down by 1.5 inches. This is because I don't want the yoke to be around the chest line. That will be too high. It will not be relaxed. Not like it won't be relaxed at the back, but it has much beauty when there is a stepping down from the chest line. So after doing that, we're just going to come in by 1.5 inches. This is for our lacing bar opening, and on the half cuts we'll do half inches, and all the way down we'll do half inches, and then we're just going to open. Like we want around the waist to be closed, and then at the bust line we want it to be open. Like we don't want it exposing around the waistline. That's why we took half inches down. And then for the lacing bar, I'm just going to mark 1.5 inches all the way down. Now, the lacing bar is the part where we put our eyelets, where we can either use our ribbon, like when we are making our corset, to hold our blouse firmly. I hope that's clear now. So we have created our lacing bar, and then for our eyelets, you can as well do, let's say, 1 inches, or you can as well do 1.5. But I feel like lacing bars are always beautiful when they are quite much. It gives a lot of room for us to tie. But when you get to the waistline or the half cut, you reduce it. It won't be as open as, let's say, 1 inches before the waistline. It won't be as open if you're using 1 inches at the top. The half cut to 1 inches below the half cut, you use 0.5. So because I want a button around my yoke, I stepped down by 2 inches, and then I came in again from the lacing bar by 1 inches, because I want the yoke to have like an opening. I don't want the yoke to be completely closed at the back. Those yoke that has a button and then a um like a spine opening. So the yoke will be divided into 2. So that's the opening that I've actually created, and then there will be buttons at that point. So after doing that, the next thing, we're just going to take our body measurement, our bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches, or 1.5 or 1 inches. Then for our waist, we're just going to minus 2 from our actual waist, so we don't do too much cinching. And then we're not working with the hip line, but it's better to use the hip line, so the blouse length will have like a level of relaxation, like that hip hip entering or something, like it to be very relaxed at that point. That's why. And also we took the hip line for people that would want to make it like asymmetric, so you can now do whichever curve you want. So now around the blouse length, because it is long, I'm going to come up by 1 inches. So we're not going to keep the blouse length. It's always beautiful when the length of the blouse is not too long, like it won't get to the buttocks, like it tends to sit very well around the waist, and that way it makes it to be very relaxed. So this is our yoke. So we're done with drafting of the back, so we're just going to cut out just like so. Just watch how I am cutting out so you don't make any mistakes. So we're just going to take out the part that is staring. That part is the lacing bar opening. We'll take out our dart, and this is what our back looks like. Now for the front, I've gone out to draft out my basic body, chest line, bust line, under bust, waistline, blouse length, and of course the hip line. I used a neck width of 4 inches. I don't want the yoke to be very tight, and a neck depth of 4 inches. I want it to be free, and then our shoulder slant. On the bust line, we're just going to mark our nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, and we're taking the on the under bust, we're minusing half inch. Our bust measurement divided by 2 plus half, but on the under bust we're going to remove the half inches, and then we're going to take it to the hip line. So we're just going to roll a straight line just like so, and then we're going to connect all of them, reaching to the bust line measurement. But I'm going to use a slant curve for this, just like so. So after doing that, the next thing we're going to do is from the bust length that actually came down by 0.5 inches. This is really not necessary. I just didn't want it to be very pointy. And my dart intake is 2.5. So I'm using 2 inches at the side front and half inch at the center, because the side, occupies, much of the bust, and then I'm using the deepest part of my curve. You can as well not use the deepest part, it's completely fine. I'm taking the 2 inches all the way down to the hip line. I'm just going to roll a straight line just like so. And also the measurement of the zero point 0.5 at the other end, I'm just going to mark it, because I'm also going to roll a line taking it down to the hip line as well, just as I did for the side. So after doing that, we'll just take like a curve, like a very slant one as well, just like so, meeting with the bust point line. So the next thing we're going to do, we're just going to connect that to the shoulder. We're going to divide our shoulder into two, just like so, and then we roll a straight line meeting with it, just like so. So after doing that, now from our under bust to our bust line, the difference is 4 inches. Now we're doing that because we want to create our upper chest line, which I just marked. So you're going to lift it up from your bust line again to wherever it stops. That's your upper bust chest line. We're doing this because we don't want it to be too exposing. But if you want it to be exposing from your bust line, you can, decide, whichever way you want it to be, regardless. The deep neckline is always kind of exposing actually. So after doing that, the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to rule the line. So we're going to indicate that this is our upper bust chest line. Like I said, you can decide, if you don't want to use 2 inches. So we're just going to create a dart there. I'm using 0.5. Then we're just going to make a curve, like we're actually making a princess dart, and we're using the princess dart to make our deep neckline. So we're just going to take the curve just like so. You can see our princess dart. So after we've done that, from our underbust, we're just going to come in by 0.5, and then we're just going to decide how curvy we want our neckline to be, our yoke, how deep we want it to be, and we'll roll just like so. So after that, we've done our center front, so we're just going to make our curve up again on the side, taking it down to the armhole line. So after doing that, it all depends. You can as well use your hands to make it whichever way you want. So on the chest line, we're just going to take our bust measurement, but divided by 4 plus 1.5. Then on the waistline, like I said, you're going to minus 2 inches. You cinch with 2 inches. If your waist is 30, that means you're going to work with 28 inches, just a little cinching. And then we add our 1.5 allowance, and on the hip line as well, our hip measurement plus our allowance and that of our darts as well. Please don't forget to add the dart. You take your exact measurement plus the dart which you have created, and then plus your exact waistline, the dart, and then your allowance. So after doing that, the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to mark out the difference between the back and our front. Mine is 2 inches, and if we don't do that, it will not be matching with that of the back. So now, just as we did for the back, for the front, I'm also coming up by 1 inch because I want it to be balanced, not looking too long and getting to the private region. Let's say just stop around the waist. So we are just going to make our curve. Now the extra hip measurement is just for some asymmetric, for people who would want to make some designs and all of that. So after doing that, like I said, this other side I didn't extend the dart to the yoke. I mean, yes, to the yoke on the shoulder part because I don't want to take much from it. But I think you should do that. Yes, just do that and replace it on the armhole side so you don't have a shortage. If I had known, I would have extended to that of um the yoke. I think you should do that. Maybe just use, yeah, 0.5 is okay, and then extend it to the yoke, replace it on the armhole. I think it would have worked better that way. So after that, we're just going to cut out, and we're done with the drafting of both our back and the front. So we're just going to cut out just like so. And after cutting out, this is our yoke. The yoke was too deep, so I had to replace. Whenever your yoke is looking too high, you just replace just like so, and then you draft a new curve around it. It's not going to affect anything, rather make it look okay. We're just going to slant out the difference between our back and our front, else they won't be matching. So after doing all of this, the next thing, this is what our drafting sheets look like. So we're just going to replace all of this on our fabrics. After transferring to our fabrics, the next we're going to do is to add about 0.5 inches and 1 inches at the side. Please, for the net, there's no point adding, just leave it like that, or you can add 0.25. So for the lacing back part, I just added 0.5, just 0.5 round, but for the side, please add 1 inches for the side. So after doing that, both for the top and also for the down part, and then the yoke as well, 0.5 at the top, just like so. After doing that, for the lining, I went ahead to add strong collar stay. I don't want to use a breast pad for this, so I used collar stay so I can couple my princess that it will be looking firm. So we're just going to place the centerpiece, one of the centerpiece, and that of the side, just like so, and another of the centerpiece again, and that of the side as well, just like so. We're joining just like we join our princess that. So after that, we'll be putting a bust caging, but I didn't give a detailed tutorial because I have a detailed tutorial about bust caging and also fleshing. I'm going to drop it in the description box below. So we're just going to bust cage, and after bust caging, the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to flesh. Now, like I said, I didn't give detail about bust caging and fleshing because I have a corset tutorial that I gave details on it. So this is it. After doing that, the next we're going to turn our yoke and add that of the back as well. This is what it looks like after we've joined the front yoke and that of the back yoke. So we'll go ahead now to add our bodies. Now for the front bodies of our blouse, I went ahead again to add a sewable bone into it to give it a level of firmness. After adding that, now we'll join our yoke to our princess dart. So we're just going to take one side meeting the other side. I'm leaving about 1.5 inches at the edge, and then I'm just going to pin. You're pinning the yoke on the main bodies first before you are adding the lining to it. Now we're not dripping the yoke on it because we want it to be looking neat. This is a princess that. Now if I wanted to drip a yoke on it, I would have sewn it complete and just made the opening. So after doing that, just watch how I flip the yoke, and then I'm going to place the lining on it just like so, and then I'm going to pin on it again. So we'll just pin, although when you are sewing you are not going to sew to the end, we're just going to pin just like so and get to the beginning of the yoke, and then we're going to sew, but you will not sew and close everywhere. We're just going to sew from the armhole until we get to that point. After sewing, we're just going to notch, and then we're just going to cut out our excesses. If you are sewing, you can as well sew with an hemming gum so it can sit properly by the time you flip over to the right side, so you can iron. So we are just going to flip it to the right side just like so, and we'll just iron it. If you don't want to do bust caging for this, or fleshing as well, you can use your pad to do this. It also works very well. So but I just decided to bust cage and also do all of that because I don't want any padding on it. So we're just going to iron, and when you're iron, please be careful. Don't be as careless as me. I'm being that careless because it's an inverter iron. It barely burns anything. So after doing that, this is what one side looks like. So we're just going to introduce the other side again, and then we'll do the same as we did for this other side. So we're just going to check from our bust line, what I have there. I had about 2 inches or 1.5. I'm just going to pin. Now I did that so we'll know where each of the yolks are starting from, so one side doesn't look inside and the other side, looking outside. So we're just going to flip again, just as we did for the other part. Now we're pinning the yoke on the main material first before you are adding the lining. So we're just going to do that. After doing that, we're just going to introduce. You can see what it's looking like. We're just going to introduce our yoke on it, but we'll flip. You see how I flipped it, and then we're going to place our yoke on it. We'll pin until we get to the beginning part where the yolk started from. We'll just pin until we get to that point, and then after doing that, we'll just sew from the armhole again, just as we did for the other side. We're going to sew from the armhole until where it stops. After sewing, we're just going to notch just like so, and then flip to the right side and give it a very good press. So like I said, you can sew with your hemming gum. So after doing that, the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to, this is what the front looks like. We're just going to close this other part which we've not joined, but it's like facing the right side and the right side together and just stitching them together. That way we have closed it and you'll just notch. So after doing that, we'll join our back to it. Now for this tutorial, I didn't add the lacing bar and all of that, but to add the lacing bar, like I said, I'll drop a video where it was really detailed. I didn't really have much time, but I really wanted to drop this tutorial in as much as the outfit wasn't complete because I didn't have the time to complete it. So I'm very sorry, but we got to the point where joining the back of the blouse. After joining the back of the blouse, you go ahead to close the sides, add your lacing bar. Adding of the lacing bar and closing the sides are the only thing that were left in this tutorial. So you just do that, add your sewable boning and add your eyelets, all of that, and we're done with this tutorial. We'll just stitch the top, close the sides, we are done. So this is what it looks like I said, I have not added my lacing bar, my eyelets, and of course I've not aimed the end part. So you go ahead and aim the ending part of it, and that's the end of this tutorial. So if you've watched to this point, thank you very much. Please subscribe to my channel, turn on your notification, and if you have any question, please drop your question. I will definitely answer. So bye for now.